Nope, wrong thing. Wrong thing to share. What's so funny? I might want to know what's funny because I'm aggravated anyway, so I could use some laughter. What is it?
I don't know. It's from like I'm laughing for some reason. I'm not laughing.
It's more like being able to separating her fingers like this. Crayon can, and she does a
Can y'all do that?
what?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
No.
Okay, why is this not working? Image mate. Image mate. Live image.
Wait, can you do that
Stop share. Share.
again?
Live
Can you
image.
do that?
Hold on. That. No. They're like locked in place.
I like her outfit. You'll have to get them out.
Okay, first things first. Who is participating? Who is participating in Spirit Week, the 15th to the 19th?
I have no idea.
Have you paid?
Yeah.
Does anybody have cash they need to pay in? Like you have the cash with you, you pay it. Because I haven't taken cash out on the stairs yet. Okay. Does anybody have cash they need to pay in? Because I've got to go take my money down and pay it. Anybody have it? No?
Oh, can you ask her if we can get our own football jerseys?
Well, I'm wearing a Saints jersey and a Saints, what do you call it? Not the bandana, but like gator, the gator, the thing goes over your neck and stuff. And a Saints hat. I think I'm gonna get some Saints.
Saw you, she would have had her mouth open and dropped because so when we have Saints parties, my mom, like a sports, my mom would go all out. She even had like 3-5 jerseys. She's like, okay, you wear this one, you wear that one, and then she would have like her socks. She'd have a button and then a hat, and she would go all out on it.
Alright.
She was.
Let me show you this. First things first. All right. So my whole room and my second block are about this. Having a cruddy day for help. All right. It looks like a trash can. And it's already full of stuff, including my markers that I brought to school. Or Mr. Etch-a-Sketch.
They stink.
You know, I think-
I don't know why you have a trash can.
Okay, so it actually has quite a few little notes in it already. Generally, my first day students use it quite a bit. Second day, third day, it slows down. Okay, the purpose of it. Y'all noticed that out of the teachers, I tend to be like the most motherly, right? I have a sense of humor, but I can also be extremely strict, like a mom. Okay, so this says, I wish my teacher knew. Hashtag I wish my teacher knew. Sometimes I'll cross it out and I'll put, I wish my student knew, and I'll drop you. I'll drop a line. I wish my student knew, and I'll write you a note.
And then how
Individually you.
would we get it?
I drop it on your desk. Okay, so this is where you can give me a personal note that you want me to see. Anything. Because sometimes you guys come to school with things that you really want to get out and we don't have time to talk about it. Okay. A couple years ago, actually last year, we had a group of kids who had a lot of behavior issues, and we didn't know why. Why are these kids having so many behavior issues? when I put this in here, I started getting notes every day. I would go home and cry. I'd sit in my car and cry. I would show the other teachers, and we started finding out why these kids were having the behavior issues they had. They came from homes with so much trauma, and nobody knew. Only their parents knew. Sometimes only the kids knew. I had one kid that wrote me about, and I can't tell you exactly what it was, but when he was 5, he was holding his dad's hand. This is like in Atlanta, Georgia, or something, somewhere in another state. He was holding one of his dad's hands. His baby cousins, like 1 or 2, holding the other dad's hand. I mean, holding his dad's other hand. And their adult cousin was walking in front of them. Dad did something to the adult cousin. It was seared in my child's, I call you all my children, right? Seared in my child's brain forever. Dad went to jail for it. My child wrote it front and back. Bright, vivid words describing what happened. He very clearly remembered it, and yet testified against his dad. And it was all here. Now, I come from a history of trauma. Okay, part of why I'm strong. When you've been through things that are really tough, you come out the other side, and you're better and stronger for it. That makes you almost like your own hero. Does that make sense? You can play the victim, or you can play someone who overcame a lot. I'm that one. I'm the one that overcame. Okay. I don't hide what I went through from people, but I don't go around blabbing to everybody either. Okay. I had to talk in open court about what happened before I could be on the jury pool. Y'all know you get picked for jury. So I had to talk in open court about it because I have a history of violent crimes against me, more than one. And I'm not ashamed of it. I didn't do anything wrong. Other idiots did. But I look at it. There's other idiots' problems, not mine. It speaks to them, not me. I'm stronger because I overcame what they did to me. Make sense now? That little boy, I told him the same thing. If you can wrap your mind around the fact that what you did, going to court, speaking out against your dad, was the right thing. I don't know that you can ever forgive your dad for what he did, but your dad messed up, you didn't. You can separate those two things. He's your dad. You can love him for being your dad, but realize your dad messed up majorly. You won't ever see that adult cousin again, ever. But it wasn't your mistake, it was his. Okay? I'm not a trained grief counselor. I've just been through a whole lot of grief myself. So I had to go to Miss Anderson and ask her how to talk to the student. Because at the bottom it says, please write me back, my name is. You can either tell me your name or you can leave us anonymous. Choice. Because sometimes just the fact that you write it down or you talk to somebody anonymously, just getting it off your chest makes you feel better. So I've had students write stuff and it's totally anonymous, but it makes them feel better to just get it out. This kiddo told me who it was, and I knew his handwriting anyway. There's a box down here, so please talk with me, like they want to be talked with. He checked that one. He wanted to talk to me about it. There's another box that says share with class. He wanted me to share with class. Yeah, no, couldn't do that.
No.
It's way too violent. I mean, he wrote like a story, like you guys are writing about the hurricane. He wrote a vivid story, lots of adjectives and adverbs. Could have written like a book about what he saw. So clearly he very much was there. Then there's a box that says share with counselor. Counselors and Sanderson. Now I can tell you over the years, students most times have often not talked to Ms. Anderson about stuff. For whatever reason, students trust me more than they do Ms. Anderson. I mean, you just talk to. I said I come across as Mama Bear, kind of mean Mama Bear. But Mama Bear does that a lot. Okay, I'm fine with you not wanting to tell Ms. Anderson, but some things I do have to report to her, like that one with that one little kid. I had to tell her because I had to ask her, how do I talk to this kiddo? Because I come from my own history of trauma, and not like what he wrote. So she told me how to talk to the kiddo and let him lead the discussion. She gave me tips on how to talk to them. And at playground, you know how you guys will run up to teachers and talk a little bit? That's how he and I would talk. So nobody even knew that we were talking about stuff. And never even realized. So it can be completely discreet and nobody even know we're talking about stuff. And I forgot really, so I'll try good night. Okay. You know, we'll come up. We'll talk later. All right, so you can pull these notes whenever. I can download more. Doesn't cost me anything. I've already paid for it once several years ago. When you write one, you can either fold it up, put it in the can, you can put it in my chair, you can put it on my desk right now. My desk is really messy, so I might get this place on the desk right now. Normally my desk looks better. But the office just got our classes fixed. And when they did that, you know what I mean by fixed? It's all right classes online. They dumped all your grades out.
No.
So I gotta go back and pull all your grades again and redo it. And Miss Daniels has to do it too. So I did the smart thing. Your grades are like grayed out at the bottom of the old class. I took a picture and that's the contrast, so I can find your grades that way. And I'm like, I'm doing the cheater way. Instead of having to go back and pull all your grades off of your notebooks. And I was like, you guys are kidding me. I just put in 6th grade yesterday. And then she dumped out all your grades. So I'm trying to get your grades up. Okay. Presley, yesterday was crying because she saw an F on her paper, on one paper. Because, you know, I give some papers that are worth a lot of points. They're not worth that much.
Yeah.
She's already up to a 92B. Remember I told you I give a lot of grades. We're on science right now, which means your only social studies grade to be on the maps. I'm not going to grade the things where you were supposed to copy my topic sentence and then write your own 3 detail sentences when I haven't even taught myself how to write a paragraph. That's just not fair. Because I am tough, way tougher than Miss Daniels with paragraphs. I'm not grading those. I'm going to grade the chart because you were supposed to copy mine, and I'm going to grade the maps. Make sense? I hadn't even looked at social studies yet. I'm just trying to keep up with science. So, you'll know where your grades come from. You know how to do this now. We got a lot of work to do today. We're gonna be working right through recess. I don't know how 3rd block things is done. By the way, the reason we have the quiz, remember how I like to reward one attribute of my students? What's the attribute I like to reward? Students being, well,
Quiet.
cooperative, being
Quiet.
kind. So, I don't know if you remember, but my first day of reporting, I told you I had someone complain as soon as I got out of school, and it was my first day back. I was feeling really, really lousy. And I was about to throw up when I got to the car, and my heart was doing some funky stuff. Right now, all my doctors are playing not gonna help me stand over. And I nearly passed out 5 times yesterday. And I already had a couple incidences of nearly passing out. The middle schooler caught me yesterday in the hallway. Remember when we were walking back from lunch and y'all left me? And I was way behind you? I started to pass out in the middle school caught me. Then after school, I passed out. My husband caught me here at the school. And then again, Colby caught me last time. Colby's not supposed to look at me above 15 pounds.
Why?
Probably passed out. The bar. It's a major thing. So I'm not feeling too fabulous. So in the middle of not feeling good, I'm teaching my heart out. I put everything in my teaching. Y'all know that. I'm very animated. And am I more animated than Miss Daniels? No? Miss
Yeah.
Daniels?
Oh, yeah, you are.
I kind of act a little silly when I teach. It gets your attention there, doesn't it? Okay? Miss Ramita is pretty animated when she teaches too, right? It gets your attention. She gets your attention. Okay, so I'm teaching my heart out, not feeling good. Doctors aren't taking care of what I need to get taken care of. Irritating. And then someone on my 3rd block made a comment about, you so fat, when are you gonna have that baby? And then busted out laughing because he thought it was funny. Well, is that being kind?
No.
Well, There's this little thing in life. All actions have consequences. So between someone being unhappy with me not getting Canvas under control on day one, me not having been on Canvas since May, and it's now November, and then someone being really rude right to my face and speak to me, I'm like, I'm gonna be creative, and I'm gonna help my students at the same time. Because I've got students not paying attention in class, we'll teach all how to pay attention. Thus, the start of the top day. So, in the future, how should my students, all of my students, act at all times? Be kind to one another as well as me. Because on your dojo, there's only one thing that's a negative too. You know what it is? Being disrespectful. And you're more likely to get it for being disrespectful to one another than to an adult. Because there's a lot more of you than there are of us adults, right? I will peg you in a heartbeat for being disrespectful to one another. And I know Miss Daniels and Mr. Meadows don't use dojo much. I do a lot. To Taven yesterday, I was texting his dad quite a bit to get him on dojo too. I like to be helpful that way. And when I can't get parents on dojo, I just directly message them. Text them.
How?
Oh, I put parents' phone numbers right in my phone.
No. That's what our mom does. She has a business.
You know that already, don't you?
She does.
Because I directly texted your mom last night.
Whoa.
Don't pick up my knife again,
Oh.
ever. My knife is a tool for me only. It's not a tool for students. My X-Acto knives are for who?
You.
Me only. Or my husband if he happens to be in here when you're here. That's it. Nobody else. It's a weapon. Don't touch a weapon. Okay. These scissors are as sharp as that knife. In fact, it even has a little resistance when I'm trying to open it. That right there, if I push down real hard, it'll slice my hand. Those suckers are sharp. Y'all don't use my purple scissors either.
No.
They're sharp. The other ones, not nearly that, but those are sharp. So, without further ado, I've explained this. This gives you a way to communicate with me so we don't take up teacher time. But there are things you want to tell me and you want to tell the other teachers and you don't have time. Use this. Okay? Use it. It's there for you.
Can we use it like for Mr.
Yes, and you can write on there. Please let Miss Marita know. You got front and back. Okay?
Or let Miss Amy.
That's right.
Or
Okay. We got a lot to do in here. You're going to be writing on page 59, page 61. You'll be writing a little bit on page 65, and then you'll have a quiz.
I want to more. I don't want to.
Dylan, make sure when you hand in your notebook, you remind me to go back and grade this. Too. Guys, did I tell y'all over and over and over and over and over and over again? Make sure you pass in your notebook today. Did you see me going and talking the first block about making sure they give me their notebook? Someone walk out with their notebook or left their notebook in here. You weren't paying attention. Because I have several people that put zeros in their notebook. Kathleen, thank you. Okay, I'll try to get you some. I love that our classes are finally in order. I don't love that I have zeros all over them. I got to redo it. But everybody's grade is coming up, which is nice. No. But most of my students have A's or B's. I'm looking at one person has a D.
In this class? Oh.
Remy did not turn in her notebook yesterday. That made it a 0. Tavion did not turn in his notebook yesterday. Dylan did not turn in his notebook yesterday. So by not turning in the notebook, even though you had good grades on the previous assignments, that brought your overall grade down to a D as in dog. A high D, but a D. So make sure when you turn in your notebooks today that you tell me. In fact, hold on. I'm going to give you guys a tag. You need to flag. You need to put this tag on page 55. Okay. Put this that I give you. Stick it on page 55.
Those people that you just called out.
That way it reminds me to go back and grade it. Those two aren't here. Noah, yours is right up here. You don't have much details on your picture on the channel points. Yesterday. Graded them. If you turn in your notebook, sure did. It was just Jatavion, Remy, and Dylan who didn't turn it in yesterday. And I'm sorry I have to drink frequently this new medicine makes my mouth really dry. So my teeth and mouth are sticking to each other. It's annoying. Okay, so let's get to that. All right, so look at the objective on the board. Yes, Matthew? Look at the objective on the board. Does everybody see it? It's in dark blue. This is, I can explain how mountains are carved by what? Rivers. You're going to need to know that for the quiz today. What carves mountains? And what does the mountain, when it's carved by a river, what does it make? No. Canyons. So mountains that are tall get carved by a carved by a river to make a canyon. Think about it. If a river suddenly flowed through our parking lot, that's not going to make a canyon because it's flat out there. We need high ground in order to make it a canyon, don't we? Because canyons aren't flat. They're tall. You have to have tall ground to make a canyon. Does that make sense? Yes. I think I would have already done this play experiment with the experiments.
No, we didn't do any experiments.
Colby went to Shreve Island, and I used to volunteer there a lot. So the only experiments he did at Shreve Island were the ones that I came and voluntarily led. Right? Teachers don't want to lead them because who pays for the material? The teacher. It gets expensive.
Yeah.
Then he went to Uri Drive Magnet. No experience. He's a bird magnet now. He's in physical science. No experiments. In fact, the teacher just stole the worksheet from online, didn't even pay for them, and didn't teach how to do the lesson. And it's balancing chemical equations. Well, do you know anybody in here who's good at science? Yeah, my third block couldn't figure that out. I'm like,
You're the third block.
hold on. They couldn't figure it out. They're like pointing each other. And I'm like,
Hello.
I have a biology degree. I've had to take biochemistry. I do know my chemistry here. So I'm having to teach Colby physical science how to balance the chemical equations. And he's like, I'm sorry, Mom. It sounds like you're teaching Greek to me. And I'm like, this. It's like this. So if you have sodium hydroxide plus water, what's it going to form and how many molecules of it? So it's like a puzzle with numbers and letters. And some of them are really complicated. and you have to bounce back and forth. Bouncing. It's like, I have no idea what to do. I don't remember. He had 20 of them and his teacher straight up copied it from a website online. He could print. And he did it somehow for free because Colby goes, I know my teacher wouldn't pay for it. I'm so lazy. Did y'all do any experience in people's life? He said, nope. He said, Mom, I wish I had you for a teacher. I'm like, oh, it's not free. So, when you can read your game,
You can make a
I can
homeschool.
teach elementary, middle school, high school, and college. All three. I choose to teach elementary. I want upper elementary. I choose to grade. Fourth or fifth. I like this developmental age. You're old enough to get sarcasm. You're old enough to start setting you to inspire you to like science and reading. And math. Science has to be good. All math is there. Chloe didn't get that. We're having to find the least common multiple. Have y'all done that yet in math? Y'all do it in third grade. We'll be doing this. We haven't done it yet. Chloe's like, what did we talk about when we were common multiple? You gotta think back to third and fourth grade math, baby. He said, I don't remember that. I said, hi, elementary blood. I'll show you right.
You know, like how teachers sometimes like sit down with.
I do. His teacher doesn't. His teacher. He literally just hands you one. And I'm like, he's in magnet school, right? He's in the gifted class. And I'm like, so I'm having to reteach all the lessons. He knows if there's math or science, go to mom. Or English. Because I helped him with his English too. He had to write a story about doing a good deed that turned into trouble. And so he did this good deed by helping a homeless man. And the homeless man gave him a vial. And it turned out the vial, he found out later, a year later, was actually COVID.
Oh,
That was his story. So even though he didn't finish it, his teacher liked it so much to give him an A. Yeah, my son has imagination, just like. Yeah.
Wait, so you can teach every class in this grade?
Okay, guys, so we are on 18. Our main thing to learn today is how mountains are carved by rivers to form canyons. What river carved the Grand Canyon? Colorado. You remember that from Miss Renita's teaching you that, right? Okay. What evidence, thinking about the experiments we've done, what evidence have we gathered in our experiments to show that rivers, now we didn't have a river flowing through here, but we did have water flowing through here, right? What evidence have we gathered that would support that claim?
There's water in the bottom of
The water in the bottom, they call it the stream table. I call it plastic bucket. What did it do to the dirt? And remember, dirt is just wet. It eroded the dirt and it moved the dirt out of the hole, out of the box, right? So that would be like forming a canyon, right? So we kind of formed a canyon. Some of them yesterday we formed landslides, especially in third block. We formed a big old canyon yesterday. They literally poured sand all over the top of theirs. And even though they had foam, they put foam at the bottom and then just put sand all over the top. And I'm like, worst design ever. So they had like major landslides. The whole thing shifted. How can we investigate this claim further that rivers carve mountains to form canyons? How can we investigate that further? Who's my little friend in the really pretty aqua velvet jacket? Rosie. How can we investigate this claim further that rivers carve through mountains to form canyons? How can we investigate more? And let me give you this hint. We're not playing in dirt anymore.
No.
We're done playing in mud. Yay, I know.
No, not yet.
See, I'm wearing my new sweater and it's so soft. I'm not getting in mud.
Yeah.
No more mud. So, Rosie, how can we investigate this claim further? Come on, we gotta hurry. Not by knowing, what can we do to investigate further?
Clay.
Not something that we already know. We could use clay, but we're not going to. Sorry. I had such a clay mess yesterday in third block. Again, part of why we're having a quiz today.
Third block, probably not gonna do
That Jatavian playing with the clay yesterday.
And I'm pretty sure third block.
What can we do? Do we have to only study the Grand Canyon?
No.
So what can we do?
Study
Addison.
study the river. And other.
Study other canyons. So are there other canyons in the world?
Yes.
Yes, so we could study other canyons and see if they have what at the bottom?
Water.
Rivers, right? Okay. So we could look at other canyons to see what's around them. Can we look at pictures of the earth
No.
before the Colorado River was there?
No. Yeah. 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 Yeah, like where the Grand Canyon is now.
We can't, there aren't really photos, but we could look at fossil evidence, right? We're not gonna do the fossil evidence today, but it will be coming along. We would have if I would have had you earlier this year. We would have made fossils. I told you I do a lot of experiments. Okay, so if you look up on the board, there's a new poster. It says Canyon Formation, Phenomenon Question, how do natural features and processes affect canyon formation? Turn in your notebook. 59. 59.
Every day with
Oh, I don't. It's a lot of work for me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so here it is here underneath the overhead. Oh, of course it stopped sharing. So I made it larger. So let me share again. Okay, the talking, I need it to stop. If you're talking, you're not paying attention. Okay, so I'm going to try to put a little bit of a shadow on it. It makes it easier to read, but oh, it does. It looked funny when I was looking at it directly, but you can see it that way. All right, so the question is, how do natural features and processes affect canyon formation? That's our phenomenon question, the big question for the whole unit. The claim, by the way, a claim makes an excellent topic sentence. Have you guys learned that in Miss Daniels' class yet?
No.
Claims make great topic sentences. Rivers cause canyons to form by weathering rock. So weather means just to break down. By weathering rock layers over time and eroding, to erode means to take away, eroding the sediment. Okay, that's our claim. Investigation ideas include researching canyons and other other parts of the world. Look for canyons around the world to see whether they have a river at the bottom. Look at maps to see what else is around other canyons. Now for my people at the middle table in front, it's right up there on the poster, if that's easier for you to see. That whispering needs to stop. I just need to work it. We have so much to do. That A with what looks like a circle around it means at.
Oh.
Your quiz today, I'm going to go over the questions while I'm teaching. So you're directly retaught the answers right before you take the quiz.
Are we going to be able to have research day?
We're going to teach right through it. Sorry. Sorry. I don't want you having the quiz for homework. That would
Yeah.
stink. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Are you finished?
No.
You're busy. I hope to see other people on that Marvel Monday being as creative as I am, because I'm making my costume for Marvel Monday and it's going to be funny. I'm going to have fun with that day. Oh yeah.
Is it going to be hard?
Huh?
I don't know what Marvel is.
Your dress is your favorite superhero or villain.
Oh.
And I'm really good with an X-Acto knife and paint. So that's your clue. I'm making my costume out of foam and an X-Acto knife and paint and moss.
Mom. I know what you're going to do.
And I get to say the same phrase all day long.
Hello.
No. I already texted 3rd and 4th grade teachers. I'm going to have so much fun with it. Because when I told Colby to come out and use my phone to find a costume for me. And he's finding like all these female costumes. I'm like, come on, man. I've worn beards to school before. Find me something funny. And I could not find an adult version of this. So I'm having to make it. And I told Craig, come on, let's go to Lowe's so I can go get the parts for it. And then I just got to get some paint because I mean, I've been painting with acrylic since I was 7. I've been painting for 40 years. I'm good with paint. I mean, no, because then it would tell you what I'm going to be.
Yeah, it's a secret.
But it's going to be funny. It's going to be funny all day.
That she's keeping a secret. Did you tell
What would be even funnier is if I went to my neurologist dressed that way.
Did you tell Flossie about do it? Or no? Do it.
No, I go to my neurologist next Wednesday and I go to my other doctor the following day, Thursday.
Oh, why don't you just wear that for school to go to?
I think I should go out to eat dressed this way because trust me, people are going to notice. I have gloves for it and everything. I went all out. The mask, the gloves. I have a mask to go beneath it, you know, like one of these masks that matches it. I went all out.
He's not saying that is you better be able to go down the stairs
Well, I can.
in costume.
I can. Because I saw some where you couldn't bend the knees, and I showed my husband. I'm like,
No.
this poor person can't get in the car. They can't walk. All they can do is just stand there. And I'm like, that makes 0 sense. I feel so bad for that person. They couldn't bend anything. And I was like, that looks ridiculous. I mean, it looks cool, but I mean, all you can do is stand.
Can you tell us what you were going to be for Halloween?
Mojo Jojo.
Mojo!
And I was doing a cosplay costume. My helmet was 15 inches tall. Mojo Jojo is the main villain from Powerpuff Girls.
You can't get mad if people does it on Halloween. I know. I don't either. I thought you were talking about Mojo. Yeah. I think she. I thought you were talking about Mojo.
All right, everybody have this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a monkey with a big hat. Yeah.
He's green.
Yeah, he's green, very green. So now I have lots of green face paint. I can give you this hint. Under my mask, my eyes will be very black.
Oh, what?
I'm putting all kinds of black around my mouth. And Craig's like, "You're doing that?" I said,
Yeah.
"It'll look even funnier when I take my mask off. It looks like I have two very black eyes."
Okay, I just don't want to see it because I'm not.
Yes, Morgan.
Do you know this color?
Yeah.
I saw her at Home Depot. What? Yes, I saw this color.
Okay. Everybody have this now?
No.
You got 1 minute. I'll show you what, as far as I got with it, because I still had to work on it some Thursday to be ready for it Friday, and I didn't get to do that. So I can show you as far as I got with it. I threw away the helmet because it was paper mache, and so it was attracting flies, so I had to throw it away. And it looks so cool. Oh, that would have attracted all kinds of stuff. I mean, we have coyotes and foxes and snakes and stuff. I would have had all kinds of stuff.
Me too. I always wanted to be a fox.
Yeah, Ian found a copperhead the other day.
Oh, we can.
Wait, you have one in your house? She looked down and there was a big copperhead beneath her foot.
Yeah, that's how Ian was. Yeah, he went in to get a gun, and by the time he came back, it was gone.
No.
Yeah, copperheads need to go. They're very poisonous. Okay, we're done on this one. Listen, guys. It's on the board. And also, I have to put this back up after we look at the pictures. We need to keep going. All right. We're going to look at evidence in a minute. Here are 4 canyons around the world. This one is in Tibet. So this one is the Himalayas. Do you see the Himalayas in the background? They have what on top of them? Snow. So the Himalaya mountains are the tallest mountains in the world. This looks like it is what kind of area? Look at those rocks. Dry. It looks deserty, doesn't it? And this looks like it could be a road back there, doesn't it? Okay. This right here in Peru. This one is in South America, which is just beneath North America. What do you notice about this one?
It's like sunny outside.
It looks sunny, very green. So we know they get a lot of what there? A lot of rain. And what is surrounding? Mountains are surrounding it. Do you see a river there?
Yes.
Do we see a river here?
Yes.
Okay. Something else we notice here. These are steps cut into the side of the mountain so that people can do what on that mountain right there?
And explore it.
So they can plant crops. So they can farm on it. No, they're doing it by hand. All right, this is in Africa. That is Namibia. It looks just like what? It looks like the Grand Canyon. Stop leaning your chairs. What does it have at the bottom of it? A river. Okay, so this canyon, and this canyon all have what? Besides, all 4 of them have rivers. But what do these 3 canyons have? They have very obvious what? Look, they're all having erosion, but look at the stripes. What's another word we can use? Layers. They have very obvious layers. This is red. This is red because there's a lot of iron in those rocks. Iron containing dirt. Let's keep going with this because we're getting farther behind, guys. Okay, so this is in Namibia. It looks very what there? Dry and hot, like a desert, right? And this looks like it's taken from a far distance back. So it looks like it is a very large canyon, doesn't it? And then here's a picture of the Grand Canyon. And again, we see what? Yes, layers. And it looks like a desert, doesn't it? Back here, do you see how it looks like a mountain and then the top of it looks like it's just chopped off because it's flat? That's called a butte, B-U-T-T-E. It's a mountain where the top looks like it's just chopped off and it's flat. It's called a butte, B-U-T-T-E. Morgan, please stop and pay attention to the lesson. Something else is only in this one picture, not the others. Do you see all this stuff right here? No, this right here that I'm wanting you to see in the sky, that is air pollution. Do you know another word for air pollution? No, precipitation is a word for water and rain.
Gas.
Smog. Grand Canyon has so many people, so many millions of people that go visit it every year, and they get there by car, that it has a lot of air pollution. So they have smog problems. That's why the air right there looks so gray and hazy. It should not look that hazy that close to us, because look how clear this is. This looks hazy because they have smog. None of that looks like that. That's clear sky. That's clear sky. They don't have smog problems like Grand Canyon, United States does. Okay, so here's the rest of this chart. You need to write it quickly. The evidence. If you hadn't finished that other one, stop talking. Look at maps to see what else is around other canyons. That was the last piece under investigation ideas. Evidence. All 4 canyons we looked at have a river at the bottom, and all the canyons on the world relief map are near mountain ranges. I'm about to show you that. All the canyons on the world relief map are near mountain ranges. I'm going to show you a world relief map that shows you where the mountain ranges are and where the canyons are. That's the last thing I showed block 1, and they didn't have time to add this on their evidence chart. You've got 2 minutes to write this. You need to hurry. 11:55 by 11:57, it should be finished. Hello? This is. Can you please call back after school hours? I'm teaching my class right now. I'm finished at 4, yes. All right, I hope you feel better. All right, bye-bye. All my health stuff, insurance is one. Okay, everybody have it?
Yeah.
It's been 3 minutes. Yeah, okay. So your next page, page 61. These are the 2 pages that I'm grading today. At the top, all 4 canyons have a river at the bottom. 61. All 4 canyons have a river at the bottom. That's what's similar about all 4 canyons. All of them have a river at the bottom. So indeed, from looking at pictures, it looks like we have proof that rivers carve mountains into canyons, right? If you can see it, I'm about to explain it. Okay, so that first one in Tibet, I don't know if you noticed it, but the trees that were right close to the camera, they look like fall. And I don't know if you remember me showing, there was a road that was carved in the mountain. There was a road carved in the mountain. And it was the only picture that had snow-capped mountains. Those were the Himalayas. Okay. That Colca Canyon, Peru, it was the only one that was really green, and it was actually divided into farms. That's why they look like little squares. And that canyon was surrounded by mountains. Let me go back and show you. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and I'm going to show you the picture closer up because there was something interesting on it. You can copy that, and then I'll show you the picture. Desert. D-E-S-E-R-T. Yes. So the Grand Canyon had some plants at the very front edge. There were pine trees. My students last year saw clover plants, but we really didn't see that today. So if you wanted to put pine trees, that's fine. It's a desert area. There were jagged rocks and boulders. And there was a butte. Remember me talking about the butte? It looked like a mountain where the top was cut off. There's a butte in the background. Stop talking. No, because I need you to hear the next part, okay? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Your science. There's Dylan's old one. Grab that one. Use it. You need to be writing. Shoot it up my attention. Can you read all of it?
No, it's a little bright.
Okay.
And
The foliage looks like fall. Very green and divided into farms. Got that so far? Very dry desert. Desert is spelled D-E-S-E-R-T. If you put two S's in it, that's desert. Who wants to eat the sand? Me. Go for it. You won't have very good teeth. This one, very few plants, pine trees. I would leave that as part off. Because I couldn't even see the clothes plants today. This one says, looks like a road has been carved in the mountain. MTN is an abbreviation for mountain. Use abbreviations. We're doing notes, guys. MTN equals mountain. This is a view. It's like a mountain or a volcano where the top is just all cut off.
wait, where's TV? Is that on our sheet?
This is
No,
that.
on our cover.
On the cover is green. Looks like a road has been carved in the mountain. What do you mean? This one says has snow-capped mountains. So you can say has snow-capped, M-T-N-S.
What is the last one?
Which one?
The one on the put out there. Get out.
B-U-T-T-E in background. Butte. Jagged rocks, boulders in foreground. Clear layers. In other words, the layers are very obvious. I didn't want to run off with obvious because it's longer. I like writing short stuff. This one. Very few plants, pine trees.
Clear.
C-L-E-A-R.
See what?
C-L-E-A-R. Yes, not Morgan. Help me. Bailey Allison spells with a heart when you write the I.
What is that one on the second area?
That one, desert area. D-E-S-E-R-T. Don't make it two S's because I don't want to eat any of the sand for dessert.
That sounds good.
Desert area. D-E-S-E-R-T. I don't know if anybody ever noticed this, but here's a picture of my whole page right here.
Oh, I did that.
And here's a picture of Mila and I. And then a picture of myself, Mila, and Adrian.
Oh, that's all about it.
We did those for my third grade group. I gave them a whole bunch of that training, but I didn't have enough for all the fourth grade groups. Plus, I didn't have y'all.
What is this?
Past snow-capped mountains, so you could be M-T-N-S. Does everybody know this? 'Cause I'm gonna show you this.
Yeah, no.
No, yes.
This assignment's worth 17 points. So this would move your grade about 3%.
Oh, yeah.
I've already got a bunch of
I
science
was
grades.
B,
in the grade
I was
book.
B in science, so I think I'm gonna get a higher. Like,
I think right now you have an A.
I had an A. I had an A. These are my mom's old things.
I'll have to wear this with my Marvel costume. Brown boots.
Why? You don't like moves like that.
Honey brown. Now you know for sure about that.
Wait, no, I don't.
Matthew does. I've got fun.
I know.
I've got fun all day.
I know.
I saw one person that built in stilts in the costume, they're like 9 or 10 feet tall. Craig goes, yeah, that's a costume for Heather if I ever saw one. How to kill a Heather. I'm like, oh, dude. How to die, step 1. Build in stilts. Village might be on left side. And I'll show you the picture where Village is. But it makes sense because it's so green and it had all those farms that they would have a village in there with people. Long enough for you. Yes, ma'am. What is it? Yes, absolutely. The carpet is better view, this is the better view. Right here, that hurts. Oh, how hard that is if you're still. Ivy. Kind of hard. It's nice. So, Paisley. I got it right. Paisley Whitey. Nah. That's too much. That would have been more expensive.
What? What?
But the materials for my costume cost me $22 to there are. Foam, PVA foam.
What does this one say?
Foam like you put on the ground for a toddler for cutting it. And then using, Craig already has a steel saw, a big saw. I wanted to Dremel, but he broke the Dremel. So I used to have Dremel to carve it.
Why don't you have that one?
I just, no Chewbacca. Chewbacca would be hot. I'm not gonna be Chewbacca.
It's gonna be very hard.
Yeah, I think Mr. Mitas and I are eligible the same age. You're at least 7 years old, maybe 8. I get used daily, so I have a lot. All right, stop talking. Okay, do we have all that done?
Yeah.
Looks like volcanic rock, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. Underneath the Fish River, the bottom one says looks like volcanic rock. I'm going to show you that because Ramitas did not throw it away. Throw the red away. It's Play-Doh. Miss Ramitas did not show you that when she was teaching Grand Canyon stuff initially. I let my students pass this around earlier. I don't have time for it right now. This is some volcanic rock. The kind of volcanic rock that I would want you to see is obsidian. I'm country. It's at home. I took home. What I have in my classroom is half of my materials. The other half is at my house. I've got so much science stuff that I've accumulated. So what I would have wanted to show you for the volcanic rock is actually at my house, and I had to find it. This is volcanic rock.
Oh, you lost it?
No, it's at home. I had to find it. Yes. Okay, guys, get this done because I gotta take out to the lunch too. So the fact that there is volcanic rock in Namibia's canyon means what used to be there? A volcano, because it cooled rapidly.
Where did you get that cow?
Miss Adams gave me these samples. Someone gave them to her because they need to the teacher. Yes, Paisley.
My dad went to Guatemala and he's right back up to here.
Cool.
There's no little animals living in.
That would be live rock, which is really different.
Is that real though?
Yeah, true.
Oh.
The last one there says buttes in background, B-U-T-T. Buttes in background. No, it's fine. That's an observation.
He's
Not
sniffing it.
He's not eating it. Stop playing, or I will contact her again. In fact, I think I will anyway. I'm tired of the playtime in my classroom. Okay, at this point, you're going to look on somebody else's paper to see it. Let me show you where I'm talking about with the village and with the volcanic rock, okay? Okay, so do you see this right here? What are those?
Those are the like an island or something.
No, those are little houses.
Oh, look. Oh, I can't.
That's a village. That's a village. Those are little houses. You don't see them?
No, I don't.
Those are houses.
They just look like trees. I'll see them.
Those are houses.
What is that?
Okay, this is a staple floor. This is volcanic rock. This is volcanic rock. This is volcanic rock. See these dark pieces? This is volcanic rock. This is volcanic rock. This, volcanic rock. So where do you think the volcano was?
Around the
Somewhere right in there. A volcano blew up and it left a hole right in there. That's why there's volcanic rock left behind on the walls.
What if
And some of it poured down here.
What if it was just a volcano, the whole thing? Did that happen?
It wouldn't be there. All right, let's go. Everybody quiet, alphabetical order, let's go. Let's go, we gotta go, we're late. Come on. I'll go. All right, I'm gonna get that stuff him to test the chemical effects, but I'm gonna 2 minutes, but it should be 5 to 10 minutes. And I'll put them down as soon as I can. I need you to focus for me so we can get this done. Go, everybody, go, 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 go. Everybody, go, 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 go. Not much time because I got kids that need to go to Discoveries and I got one kid that needs to go to Gateway. Okay, here is a world. That's what I hate about shirts that go too high in the back. I do not like to show my crack. Not much on crack, not any kind of crack. Okay, so here is a world relief map. Relief means how tall things are. Okay, so if we were to do a relief map of Paisley, stand next to me. No, here, stand next to me. You're Bentley? Bentley, which one? McIntyre, here. No, it's there. Okay, if they did a relief map of the four of us, okay, they would be scanning across the top of us. That's how that's made. It's scanning across the top. Which one of us would be tallest? Me. So do you see where it's white on the map? It says Yarlung, Yangbo, Grand Canyon, Tibet. That's the Himalaya Mountains. That's white. That's the tallest. So I would be the white on the map. Next would be Paisley. She would be the dark red down there in Antarctica. Because she's the next tallest. Then next would be Noah. He would be that kind of not quite the darkest red, but a little bit lighter red. And then McIntyre, right? Bentley McIntyre would be like the lightest pink. Okay. And if we had someone ever so slightly shorter than him, it would be the orange. Does that make sense? How to read it?
Yeah.
Y'all know how to read the map now?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't do that with any of my classes and I never have before, but I figured showing you with heights of us might make it more sense. That's like taking a scan of the world from on top with a satellite. So that it would take a scan of us by satellite to take our heights, to make a relief map of us. Make sense? All right, that's it. I was just looking for heights. I wasn't looking for body types or anything. I just need heights to get the difference in heights. Okay, sit. Okay, so looking at Grand Canyon, is that in a mountain range? It's red, so it's in a mountain range, isn't it? Look at Fish River Canyon. It's right on the edge of yellow. Yellow means it's taller. So that's in the edge of a mountain range, isn't it? Tolga Gorge, Morocco, right on the edge of some red. That's in a mountain range. Colca Canyon, Peru, it's in that reddish to white area. So that's kind of in a tall mountain, isn't it? Samara Gorge, Greece. It's really hard to see, but it's a little bit of red right there. So it's in a mountain. Darial Gorge, Georgia. Not the state of Georgia, but the country of Georgia. It's a break away from Russia. It's in red. Yarlung, Zangbu, Grand Canyon, Tibet is in the Himalayas. That's why we saw those white capped mountains in the back. It's in the white area. So is that in a mountain?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So this map shows us that canyons are located near what?
Mountains.
Mountains. Why did we already know that canyons have to be around mountains? They're carved from what? Mountains. Carved by what? Rivers. Okay, so go to this page. It's page 65. It says, what earth features and processes are near canyons, rivers, and mountains? Because a river carves it, and a mountain is what is getting carved. Okay? Make sense?
I just put an MT.
MTNS. MTNS. Okay, MT is mount. We're not talking about a mount, we're talking about mountain. So MTNS if you're abbreviating it. Okay, we're not going to worry about writing this part about rivers today. What you are going to write is mountains have high elevations. A canyon is carved out of land with higher elevations. That part you're writing. You've got about a minute and a half. Right. Remember, you can abbreviate mountain with MTNS. MTNS have high elevations. A canyon is carved out of land with higher elevations. Morgan, you're not writing. MTNS have high elevations. A canyon is carved out of land with higher elevations. This all makes sense, doesn't it? Right? Okay. I try to make what I teach logical, sensible. Even if it takes me saying it 10 times, I try to make it make sense. Where's Eli?
He's not in this class.
Oh, sorry. Because like Eli asked me one day the same question over and over, and I never got frustrated because I want everybody to understand it. Like I said, I teach in a way it's called errorless learning. I want you to understand the correct answers and why they're correct. I had a parent say last year that I don't teach anything. And I'm like,
Seriously?
I teach using errorless learning. To say I don't teach, here was the reason. Mama and child did not want to watch an hour 20 or an hour 45-minute long video every time. Because I teach the entire class period. Math, Miss Ramirez teaches some, and then y'all go do your own work some, right? English, Miss Daniels teaches some, and you do your work some, right? I teach the whole time. And it's exhausting. Times 3 times a day. I love it. I love science. But to have a parent complain, and I mean, she went to the principal and complained
What?
that I don't teach.
What?
And Miss,
Vanderbilt,
yes, ma'am.
we need these babies for testing. Jordan Wyatt, Alexis Carston, Heidi Hayes, Matthew McKeel, Bentley Cox, Laura Stearns, and Marisol Warren.
Quite a few of those students are out. Matthew McKeel,
And among the ones that's absent.
I have Matthew McKeel. Are there any others in this class?
No.
Noah?
Okay, who absent?
Well, I go with Miss
Okay. Are there any other students in other classrooms, guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Alexis I'll go.
Hold, I can't hear her because you're talking at the same time, Noah. What was it, Miss
I
Brown?
checked the other 2 classrooms.
Okay.
The only one that I found was Heidi Hayes.
Okay. And others are absent or on quarantine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Go tell Miss Haynes, but I want you guys to do this test first, okay? Because it's so short. It's 10 quick questions. Let me ask you a quick question. Can rain affect non-living things? Yes. It's water. Doesn't it affect rocks? It caused the Grand Canyon. Go let Miss Haynes know that you're going to take my quiz and you're going to go to the office. Okay? To take that test.
No, auditorium.
Auditorium.
COVID tests.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have posters every.
All right. So what we're going to do now, stop share.
Stop sharing.
And we're going to go to pop quiz. So you need to go into Canvas. Stop that noise. Yeah, we've gone over every single question. All right, everybody log into Canvas. Science. Canvas, science. Everybody in it? Paisley, when you get yours going, can you open up Noah's? So just open up his computer. Open up computer. We're logging into science. Canvas science. Come on, no talking. It's a very quick quiz. I'm going to read it out loud to everybody. That's how I've done all day. That way we can go fast. But we're going to do it together. That's how I've done it all day. That way everybody has the same level playing field. Why is there talking? All right. Once you're in, it's called Pop Quiz Module 1, Lessons 1 through 18. Hit Start Quiz. Don't take any questions yet because I'm going to read it out loud. But you're going to get into your science. Then you're going to scroll down till you get to the Pop Quiz Module 1. Click it. Hit Start Quiz. Don't start. I'm going to read it to everybody. It will take us less than 10 minutes. It's fast. And it's easy.
And my computer will hold.
Yep. And by the way, remember I told you read the room. If you need to get up and go look at that poster over there by the door that says weathering, erosion, deposition, because a couple of your answers are right over there on that poster, be my guest. Okay. And also there's answers on that poster on the board that says canyon formation.
You're super easy teacher.
I forgot to put this around.
No wonder why they do.
All right, talking, stop. Okay. Press start quiz. Is everybody in there? Start quiz.
Yes.
Are you there, Paisley? Is everybody at start quiz?
Yes.
Everybody ready to roll?
Yes.
Number 1, the difference between erosion and weathering. Weathering moves eroded rock by plants, ice, and water.
Do you have anything for AJ?
Let me see. It's his notebook up here, y'all.
Yeah, it's over there now.
Where?
This is in here. This is in here.
Look in the desk. Thank you. Erosion and weathering. Weathering moves eroded rock by plants, ice, and water. Weathering and erosion are the same. Erosion moves weathered rock by plants, ice, and water. Erosion moves weathered rock by gravity, ice, and water. Remember, your answers are in this room. Yep. Don't talk. You're welcome, because that's actually not a PhD poster, but one I found that was very helpful on Pinterest that I made last year. I thought it was more helpful than the ones that PhD Science had. That's why I made it. It directly gives you the answer, doesn't it?
Yep. Yes, it does get the music.
That's the only one that like is in the picture.
Yeah, okay.
All right, number 2, which material worked fabulously in our stream tables, aka those plastic messy boxes? but would be detrimental to the environment if we use it to stop erosion on a large scale.
You said that to us.
I did. Sure did.
In our room,
I didn't remember what it was.
she just told us that it was.
Okay, not talking. So which material worked fabulously in our stream tables, but would be detrimental to the environment if we used it to stop erosion on a large scale? Sand, foam sheets, rocks, or pine straw and leaves? It's probably the best material we had in the classroom, but you cannot use it outside. Number 3, this is one that Ms. Ramirez taught you, but even if you didn't pay attention in her class, just looking at this picture and using common sense, you can figure it out. The Colorado River travels through several states before it drops its sediment. Based on this photo, where does the Colorado River drop much of its sediment? It's 2 letters, not 1. Is it dropping it at A, B, C, or D? Choose 2 letters. A, B, C, or D. You have to get them both right or it's wrong. A, B, C, D. Which 2 places is it dropping sediment? Look at the pictures. This is the river. Where is it dropping sediment? Not talking. There's 2 places it's dropping sediment. Look at the picture. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Look at the picture. Where do you see sediment built up? Remember, our sediment looked like potting soils, dark brown. Same thing in the picture. Yep, sure is. Number 4, rainfall can only affect living things. To put it more clearly, rainfall cannot affect non-living things. True or false? I know, I just went over it, didn't I?
Yeah.
Number 5, gravity, wind, water, and ice all affect weathering, or do they all affect erosion? The key word being gravity. Gravity only affects one of those things. Does it affect weathering or does it affect erosion? I'm going too fast. You can go back to them after I finish with all of them, but I'm trying to get my students that need to test done. Number 6, what natural feature carves canyons according to our investigations? This is what we've been talking about today. Wind, earthquakes, rivers, or plants? This is all we've been talking about today, isn't it? Literally on the board, all over the room too. Number 7, the Peruvian Canyon, the Nigerian Canyon, and the Grand Canyon all have one very obvious similarity other than a river at the bottom. This similarity is the pictures are in color. There are obvious layers in those canyons. They are make-believe, or they're all in my backyard. I would have a big backyard.
There's only one obviously.
There is. Number 8, the world maps we viewed today showed that blank are located near canyons. Mountains,
You said that.
my granddaughter, or pine straw.
Why would your granddaughter be
That's why I'm hoping everybody gets that right. Number 9, please get this one right too. We also saw on the world map that mountains are often along the blank of blank, edges of playgrounds, centers of schools, cores of pencils, or edges of continents.
Bro, there's only one obvious answer.
Correct. That's why I say please get it right. When you have a sarcastic teacher, remember that teacher, the shirt award the other day said sarcasm?
Yeah. I took me so long to figure that out. I was like,
You asked me.
I was like, sarcasm. That's what it is.
That's Colby too. Number 10. This goes to that phenomenon question that we were working on when we did our experiment, the engineering design process. Humans can do nothing to affect erosion on Earth.
What? That is.
True or false? Can we affect erosion?
Don't say it.
True or false?
You just said it.
You don't know if she's right or wrong.
Yeah, you don't know if she's right or wrong.
Because it's, she.
We just did an experiment with this, so.
You know what? When we're done, can we hit submit?
Then hit submit, and if you're one of those that need to go test in the auditorium, there you go.
Then
So
go
that's
to
the-
Discoveries.
Or Discoveries. Go test first, then go to Discoveries.
Let me just close my computer.
Close your computer, please.
Oh, Lord, I think how? Because humans cannot be affected. Humans can affect us.
Yes. Weren't you trying to prevent a landslide?
I want me to stay here or go to Discoveries.
Go.
To
You took the test, right? Go, Discoveries.
Okay, I guess.
Did you get a hold of a human adult at home? Okay. What'd they say?
I don't know if
I'm sorry, I'm trying to hear Addison and others are talking.
I caught my mom, and then my mom, I went to the call, and my mom said she can come pick me up.
Discoveries, baby, they'll call you.
Yeah, they'll call you.
Uh-huh. Ooh, it's white.
They always keep falling down for some reason.
Yes.
They still taste good.
One stuck on the top.
Yes. And Remy, it depends on if I have to go to the ER tonight or not, if I'm going to be to get that thing that I told you I needed to go get. My husband wanted me to go to the ER. Because if he takes me to the ER, I'll be at the hospital tomorrow.
The Wednesday one.
Yeah, it's just face.
Oh, can I go get this one to, let's try it?
Absolutely, sir. Thank you, Bentley.
You're welcome.
All right, so let me finish up this video and start processing it, because apparently they take forever to process. Told you this was a long lesson. I need everybody's notebook, if you finished,
Yeah.
open, and back there on that last open stool, open to page 61.
61.
Yes.
60. Okay, I got 61. He doesn't really want
Oh.
I guess it's 10.
Okay, where is my
And everybody,
recording?
people go to Discoveries?
Dude.
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
He had gotta go to Discoveries too.
Bentley's got to go to Discoveries too? Well, please do.
Oh, and you're.
Bye.
I gotta have
Bye.
Okay, bye bye.